So now if start it again, almost sounds like the same one. Now since I will be converting this into a .exe file, then I'll need a new mouse pointer. I'm going to hide this mouse and put the FNAF World mouse. If you don't know what I mean, then you'll find out soon. So let's paint a new sprite, call it mouse pointer, and we'll upload it and be right back. And boom, we have a mouse cursor which is properly cropped. You can see it's a simple bitmap art, and this is a lot bigger, it's a lot tilted, but it is the FNAF world. So we'll do when green flag clicked forever. It has to go to front layer and also go to the mouse pointer. Has to always show. Just put it there. So we have the mouse of FNAF world, and so we'll function it that only when this is touching this and mouse is down, so it won't detect this. So let's say if it's like this, it will still detect it even though our mouse pointer is not touching it. But if this is touching here, then no matter what, mouse is touching the button. But this part I'm not going to put it there. I'm going to do if it's touching this cursor. And when I converted it to a .exe file, which I'll share to all of you soon, I'll make sure that it hides the mouse cursor. Anyways, we should also change the size a bit. 85, 90. Alright, now we give control to the start button. So after it's done the stop animation, it will create its own code of if mouse clicked. So it's pretty simple. Forever, if else, touching mouse pointer, and but now not mouse pointer, don't forget this mouse pointer. Let's actually call it cursor, like how it's mentioned in its file. So now go back to the play button, touching cursor and mouse down. Then we're going to broadcast token. Is going to stop this script since all the other scripts were stopped by this thing itself already. Now in each sprite, I have to do when I receive token, then you're just gonna hide. You don't want the cursor to hide, don't forget that. Hiding. This also will hide. Now we want a backdrop to darken. So when green flag click, let's just make sure it switches to this backdrop. I'm going to call this menu, start menu. save. And when I receive token, repeat 5, 10, let's just do it. Repeat 25, yeah, 25 sounds good to me. Change color effect to brightness effect by -4, so it's equal to brightness of -100. Duplicate this. Oh, hold up. Yeah, by the way, if you had a question on like why it's since we did it 2 times negative, it should have been -200, so it still should have been dark even though it this cancel it out, is because Scratch has a limit and its limit every effect to 100%. So let's say if I were to set my volume to 1000 like this, if I set it, Scratch won't allow me. It would still have tried to get it like how we do with the size hack. It reaches its maximum limit if it can't reach the exact limit, so it won't. Scratch won't allow it. If I try to do negative whatsoever, no, only 0 and 100. That's what it is. After that, we're gonna broadcast new message, call it save slot. Okay. When I receive now at the very beginning, I position it somewhere here around Y130 and X0 seemed reasonable to me. You can choose wherever you want it since it's your version. When green flag click, go there and hide. Also set the size to 80. It's actually massive if you can see what I mean. So that's massive at this. If at full height we don't have that much space in Scratch, so we'll have to go with that. Sorry, Scott Cawthon. Anyways, show and same code as the play button, so let's just duplicate it there. Now rather than darken, call it play game. Now since it's my version, if any of you have played FNAF World or seen any players play FNAF World, then you'll notice that those guys have a cutscene at the very beginning by who knows who. Some people assume it's the FNAF 4's Psychic Freddy friend. I don't know how MatPat calls him. Alright, big shout out to MatPat. I follow his game theories. Please check out his channel. I'll put it in the link. Anyways, I have play game and hide. But first, we'll make a variable. It should be global and call it progress of game. At the very beginning you have to set it to 0, but you're going to ask not what's your name, but you're going to ask type in your save code. This is like a basic Scratch version, but since Scratch doesn't have any private code, private data saving for permanent, actually not permanent but temporarily, and keeps it stored and doesn't reset it at all. Scratch doesn't have that function. For some reason, all the list might erase when you press your stop all. It happens with the clones too. Like if you wanted to store a clone even after the game had ended, but it won't. Scratch won't allow it. So I'm hoping Scratch will add that kind of functions later on, and it will be easier to make FNAF World. And I'm also hoping for new block types from Scratch. I've really tested Scratch a lot. I've made most of my best games. I've made FNAF 1 in Scratch. I'll send that description too. And also FNAF Shooter version 1.2. Yes, I updated recently. For those who are watching and are wondering when did it update, I just updated it today. So I'll send the link in the description too. Alright. So anyways, let's keep doing a question. Type in your safe code and wait, but actually not and wait, it's just the code stuff they won't see. Code, comma, if you don't have it, then press enter. That means the answer won't be there at all. Now, as the very beginning, the answer is always set to that. So, at the very beginning, every starting of a project, every time Scratch sets it to blank one. So, we are going to make an if-else statement here. After that, if is equal to, make it blank, answer is equal to blank, won't do anything. But if answer has that, then we're going to set game progress to whatever the answer is. And we're going to, and we're going to do if it contains any letters, but it's too long, so I might also be planning to put some actual alphabets there in my safe codes, so we'll see to that later on. So there you have it, uh, kind of basic FNAF world. Let me just erase like a darkened 2. But anyways, that's it for this episode. I know it's quite short, but I'll make it longer and longer as we progress through the games. As long as it's easy code, it depends on how much the difficulty of the code is. And if you guys want me to do a stream coding, then please comment it down. But for now, this is it. Please subscribe, share, like. I was about to say favorite, but that's a Scratch thing. So, but you could please do this. I'll share this project too once we get a basic part of this FNAF world. And we'll see ya. in the next Scratch tutorial.